Linda, tell me about Jamie Wilson, this female firefighter. What happened to her on the job?
Well, she was a firefighter for almost 10 years, and from the very beginning, she suffered bullying and harassment, and she complained about it. So the very first time she complained, she was moved from her fire hall to another fire hall. Then at the second fire hall, she complained about her gear being tampered with. And so she was moved yet again to a third fire hall. And she ended up in one of the busiest fire stations in the city of Toronto. And it's there where she actually probably suffered the worst harassment, bullying, and she was even assaulted there.
We have a little piece of tape from the interviews that you've conducted with Jamie Wilson. Let's have a little bit of a listen to what she describes.
There's a captain who kept saying, "Show me your tits," or "You look good in your firefighting shirt today." And it was the whole culture. Like the platoon chief said to me when I got to that hall, "I hope you brought your birth control because you just got meaning that now you're here and I hear that you've complained in the past."
Wow, that's extraordinary. That's just one example of the kinds of things she described to you. She told you she was so afraid of her co-workers that she slept on a mat in the female washroom on overnight shifts?
That's right. She, as a firefighter, you're supposed to sleep in a dorm with all of your coworkers, but towards the end, she was so traumatized by what had happened to her that she was very afraid to sleep in the same room with her colleagues. So she locked herself in the only room that could be locked, which was the female washroom, and she slept on a mat on the floor.
Does she have any sense as to why she was targeted and what she might think is behind this harassment?
Well, I think from our own investigation, there's quite a bit of harassment of female firefighters, but she was probably particularly targeted because she complained. And what happens in the fire service is as soon as you make a complaint against someone or you step out of line, that's when we've learned from our own investigation that you're perceived to be a troublemaker. And so then the situation actually is worse for the person who's complained.
So the city of Toronto hired a lawyer to investigate this,
yes,
and dozens of other complaints against male firefighters in 2013. What happened there?
It did. So they hired a lawyer, and the lawyer did a 9-month investigation, came to the conclusion that Jamie that there were many inappropriate comments made and that she'd been assaulted on one occasion. But the investigator downplayed some of Jamie's claims and said, it might have been joking, just a joke, this assault. But Jamie and her lawyer always contended that, a punch is a punch and an assault is an assault. So that was very problematic. But the investigation did conclude, the lawyer who conducted this investigation did find in her conclusions that the people she interviewed were not forthcoming and that there was some coaching going on. So there appears to be a situation where Jamie's male colleagues got together and may have concocted their stories to keep their stories straight.
You mentioned that the Fifth Estate has been looking into this issue more broadly,
yes,
beyond just Jamie's case for about a year. This is a piece that first aired 6 months ago.
That's right.
Tell me a bit about that journey and how you got onto the story.
We actually met a woman who is a consultant and works with many fire services, and she told us that there were many female firefighters who were being bullied and harassed. And so about over a year ago, we started investigating this, and we met a number of women who talked about the same issues that Jamie talks about. Many of them were very afraid to come forward. And so we did an initial investigation. We did a story last year on the Fifth Estate. And following that story, a number of other women wrote into the Fifth Estate. We got tons and tons of emails from women writing in saying the same things happened to me, and one of them was Jamie Wilson.
And so you followed up with that, and you've done this piece that aired on the National last night. You've got more tonight on CBC television news. Jamie's story ends how? I mean, she's left the department.
She has left, yeah. She hasn't technically left, but she, as of 2013, she went on leave, and she's never gone back. So right now, she's still trying to get the union to help her. She still is also, she's filed a claim with workers' compensation, the WSIB. So she's got different avenues. She also at one point filed a claim with the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario. So she has a number of different avenues that she can try to pursue, but at the end of the day, it's not clear what the City of Toronto has actually done to try to help her.
Such an important story. Good on you at the Fifth Estate for opening this up.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.